Do not think we are weak. You are not the only one that is violent. Massob movement of association of something of Biafra. I beg, make no mind me. I saw Massob, Ipob. It's supposed to call them Ipob and Ipob. Not Massob. They don't come out again with their own threat against the Mumu man, the 70-year-old Mumu man, Asari Dokubo. Well, my wonderful people, good morning to you all. You are highly welcome to this early Wednesday morning broadcast. Today happens to be the 28th day in the month of June, in the year of 2023. This month have only 2 days to expire. And I really want to thank the Almighty Chukwukabiama, the greater God, for the protection, provision, and the guidance brought us this far. It is not easy, not by our own making. So anywhere we're there, make it just to a salute to this early morning to Baba Gode, because he don't do very well to all of us. So as we are about to proceed, do not forget to subscribe. Sorry, my dear people. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and also comment on any of my content. It gets why, and it's very, very necessary. So I don't want to take much of our time in frivolities, in talking, because my viewers and subscribers, those ones who keep watching me on daily basis, they want me to always go straight to the point. So let me go straight to the reason why we are here this morning. The movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, Massob, has on Tuesday called for the arrest of former militant Asari Dokubo. According to the news we have here, the group insisted that Dokubo ought to be apprehended for openly threatening to kill Igbos with an AK-47 rifle. Who is going to arrest Asari Dokubo? So that is the question here. Who is going to arrest Asari Dokubo? Asari Dokubo is acting based on the script being given to him when he went to Asarok. So what are you trying? You people, Igbos should be ready. Expect more troubles and more backlash from Asari Dokubo, because that is the script being given to him by the cabals and the so-called the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because Asari Dokubo have no any single reason or whatsoever going to Asarok. He have no any single reason of granting an interview in the State House. They have reduced the Asarok, the mighty Asarok that we all know, to just a bar or even a bowler shitter. That's where people went to drink and smoke and do any kind of thing they like, talk anyhow, and go back to their numerous homes, because that is what Asarok have been reduced to. If Asari Dokubo, someone like Asari Dokubo, a well-known militant leader, even his boys are still in the creek, going to Asarok, that means, my dear, we don't have any security or whatsoever. So he went there, they give him the script with a Ghana must go, and leave him in the state house for him to grant an interview. Non-state actor for that matter. A militant leader who destroyed the economy of this country under Obasanjo's regime. That is what people call in Asarok to come and they sit down and they give what I call a nonsensical statement in dicing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the military and also the navies. And nobody cares to do anything. As if that one is not enough, he went back to his home and began to threaten one section of the country, a complete country, which is the old eastern region, which is the Biafra land, threatening them, brandishing AK-47 on the live video. Till today, no any security personnel have ever voiced out or said anything. No any radio house, no any media house have ever said anything concerning the action of Asari Dokubo. And you are calling for his arrest. Who is going to arrest him? Arrest who? He is acting based on the script they give to him, so nobody is going to do him anything. That's the simple truth. Let us stop deceiving ourselves. The statement the speaking via a statement signed by the National Director of Information of Massob, Edison Samuel. The separatist group warned that their non-violent principle should not be taken for granted, as they could also retaliate in the same manner. They lamented that the Ipob, or the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Massob Nnamdi Kanu, was being detained, while Dokubo, who according to them is a criminal, is free to roam the streets of Nigeria. The statement reads, in part, We demand the immediate arrest of Mayford Goodhead Dokubo, also known as Alhaji Asari Dokubo, for openly brandishing an AK-47 rifle threatening to kill Ndibo after visiting Alhaji Bola Tinubu in Asari. Massob principle: non-violence must not be taken for weakness because no group or tribe has a monopoly of violence or whatsoever. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested or was abducted and detained because he is agitating for the emancipation of the people of Biafra, but a criminal, a kidnapper, a pipeline vitalizer who killed many of Nigerian security agents is brandishing with a AK-47 rifle, and the same government has turned deaf ear and blind eyes on him. The script have been given to him. That is what he's acting. The government cannot do him anything. Not that he's above the law, but the government is the one that sent him to be doing what he's doing. So let us not confuse ourselves here. 2023 general election lacked transparency. Trust in INEC damaged. European Union. After they sworn in, you people have come out. The European Union and whosoever that is being called are the problem we have in Africa. They call you election observers. After observing the election and see everything that happened, you people could not say anything. Just after how many months of what do they call it, of swearing in, you come out now to tell us what do you want us to do with this? This what do they call it? This observing of what happened during the election. What are we going to do with it? The deed have been done, and you people cannot even save the country. So what? We don't even need you people. The European Union Election Observation Mission has criticized the handling of Nigeria's 2023 general elections for how many months? Dara. It said Independent National Electoral Commission INEC failed to deliver on its promise of a transparent and inclusive democratic process. The European Union pointed to gaps in law and electoral administration that negatively affected the quality and inclusiveness of the elections and undermined trust in the INEC. According to the European Union EOM's final report, public faith in INEC was severely dented during the presidential election and was not rebuilt in subsequent state levels elections. As a result, various civil society organizations are calling for an independent audit of the entire election process. The report was released on Tuesday in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. The widely welcomed Electoral Act of 2022, the 2022 Act introduced measures aimed at building stakeholder trust. However, the Act's first test in a general election revealed crucial gaps in terms of INEC's accountability and transparency proved to be insufficiently elaborated and lacked clear provisions for a timely and efficient implementation. Weak points include a lack of INEC independent structures and the capacity to enforce sanctions for electoral offenses and breaches of campaign finance rules. Furthermore, the presidential selection of INEC leadership at the federal and state level leave the electoral institution vulnerable to the perception of partiality. Thank you, you use this word. The INEC leadership presidential selection of INEC. So they selected the results. They selected the winner. And yet, you people just come out now to tell us all this. What are we going to do with this? Unless if the judiciary will do will repair the damage. But as for damage, it has been caused. There's no any single faith or hope in INEC anymore. Calling the youth to come out tomorrow to vote, my dear, you're wasting your precious time because most of the youth suffer the huge blows. Most of the youth go out there to vote for their preferential candidate they preferred. And at the end of the day, what happened, the reverse is the case. Furthermore, the presidential selection of INEC leadership at the federal and state level leave the electoral institution vulnerable to the perception of partiality. Closer to the polls, some states to doubt INEC's administrative and operational efficiency and in-house capacity. Public confidence gradually decreased and was severely damaged on 25th February due to its operational failures and lack of transparency. While some corrective measures introduced before the 18 March elections were effective, overall trust was not restored, it said. Addressing a press briefing in Abuja, the chief observer, European Union EOM, Barry Andrews, noted that his team carried out its work between 11 January and 11 April on the invitation of the INEC. The European Union EOM offered 23 recommendations for considerations by the Nigerian authorities that would contribute to the improvement of future elections. Andrew said, "We are particularly concerned about the need for reform in 6 areas, which we have identified as priority recommendations, and we believe, if implemented, could contribute to the improvement for the conduct of elections." The 6 priority recommendations point to the need to remove ambiguities in the law, establish a publicly accountable selection process for INEC members, ensure real-time publication of the access to election results, provide greater protection for media practitioners, address discrimination against women in political life, and impunity regarding electoral offenses. Reacting, INEC's National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, who spoke to journalists after the presentation, said, "We are going to harmonize all the reports by international observers that have been presented, and we are going to look at the reports holistically." From the report presented, the European Union made mention of the fact that there have been significant improvements in our electoral processes, and there have been so many positives to this particular election. One of the positives is that we registered over 93 million Nigerians during this election. Not only that, if you look at the report submitted by the international observers in terms of voters' accreditation, the beavers performed optimally. Okoye, however, admitted that there were challenges, promising that recommendations from international observers will be worked on and implemented, according to the fake Okoye. Julius Obio, elected as Sierra Leone president. My dear wonderful people, we are going all the way to Sierra Leone. No, they don't do another magomago the same way they did in Nigeria and re-elect the so-called Julius Bio, who have been damaging the country of Sierra Leone. The incumbent president of Sierra Leone, Julius Bio, has been declared as the winner of the election in the country by the country's election commission. Chief Electoral Commissioner Mohammed Kenwe Kona stated on Tuesday that Bio was re-elected with 56.17% of Saturday's election vote. His top challenger, Samora Kamara of the All People's Congress (APC), came second with 41.16%. The announcement comes after supporters of both parties has claimed to have won in recent days, with Kamara saying that he was on an irreversible path to an overwhelming victory. He also alleged that security forces had opened fire on celebrations at his party's headquarters, though police denied having fired live bullets. Voting tallying had already been disputed by the APC, which condemned in a statement on Monday an alleged lack of inclusiveness, transparency, and responsibility by the Electoral Commission. The party pointed to the lack of information about which polling stations or districts the ballots were coming from. It wasn't. Okay, it has said it. We not accept these fake and cooked up results. They are going to court. The same thing with Nigeria. In a follow-up statement, it alleged overvoting in some areas and said the party continues to reject the fabricated result and reaffirms our victory. European Union observers said at a press conference on Monday that a lack of transparency and communication by the Electoral Authority had led to mistrust in the electoral processes. All these countries are looking up to Nigeria. Look at what Nigerian own has become. So why Sierra Leone cannot do their own? A lot will still happen in Africa, because Africa being the largest economy, and they look up to Africa for a better. If Nigeria do well, other countries will do well. But look at where we have found ourselves. By selection, not election. The monitor said they witnessed violence at 7 polling stations during voting hours and at 3 others during the closing and counting stages, according to the European observers. Tinubu government meets European delegations over 2023 elections. What are they discussing? Nonsense. The federal government has sought the support of the European Union in its quest to deepen and consolidate its democratic process, particularly as it concerns of its electoral processes. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, made the appeal while receiving the delegation from the European Union Election Observers Mission led by its chief observer Barry Andrews in his office. While giving the trajectory of Nigeria's democratic development, the SGF said the nation has enjoyed a considerable improvement in its electoral processes over the years and therefore appealed for support to consolidate the gains so far achieved since the return to democratic rule in the country. He thanked the European Union Observation Mission for participating in the 2023 general election across the country and emphasized the importance of the use of the bimodal voter accreditation system BVAS in the electoral processes, which was a game changer during the election. This one is a game spoiler. Akume observed that the country made a lot of progress in the 2020 general elections and called on the European Union to continue to support such progress made to advance democratic principles in the country. Speaking earlier, the leader of the European Union delegation said the purpose of their visit was to present their final report of the 2023 general election, which they monitored after their deployment to Nigeria. He added that the report comprises 6 priority recommendations to include on constitutional and legislative administrative body and whatever it's being called. And he further said in the furtherance of their report of the 2023 general election, the European Union Election Observers Mission will have a follow-up mission to Nigeria after 2 years in order to engage with the Nigerian authority on the status of the implementation of its recommendations. Also speaking, the European Union Ambassador to Nigeria and to the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, Samuel Isobi, said that the European Union has been supportive of the nation's return to democracy and has been working with INEC and other key stakeholders in bolstering the democracy. She added that the Union is ready to sustain its support in deepening its electoral processes and to also invest in other key sectors of the nation's economy. On the other hand, reduce Ike Kuremado's jail term on Igbo. They don't carry waka go meet a British High Commissioner to Nigeria. The Apex Igbo Social Cultural Organization Igbo has appealed to the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery, for the sentence against former Deputy Senate President Ike Kuremado to be reduced. The organization said it has accepted the verdict of the court against Kuremado, his wife, and the doctor involved in the organ trafficking or organ harvest charge, but wants Montgomery to help in any way possible for the jail term to be reduced. Ohaneze made the appeal when it played host to the British High Commissioner at the National Secretariat of Ohaneze Ndibo in Enugu State. One of the leaders of the group, Archbishop Emmanuel Chukwuma, said they would be happy if Ekuremado's jail term is reduced, maybe to 1 year or 2 years. He said, there is a very important issue that we have to bring to your attention. You are aware of the case of Nigeria's former Deputy Senate President, Ike Kuremado, who was convicted and is in jail in your country. He is from this state, and we all know the circumstances he got entangled in that unfortunate incident because he wanted to save his own daughter. He is already serving a jail term. It's unfortunate, but it has happened. I testified for him during the trial, and in fact, the judge mentioned my name 2 times while delivering his judgment. But we are using the opportunity of your visit to ask for leniency for him so that he doesn't spend the number of years in jail. We have accepted the judgment, but are saying if there's anything that could be done to reduce the jail term, he is from this area, and if we don't bring this thing up as Ohaneze or from us here concerning this important son of Igbo land, it wouldn't be nice of us. We are quite overwhelmed. The power that is holding Ekuremado is never from the land, but from Asari. They know exactly what they are doing. Also speaking the reception, the President General of Ohaneze Ndibo, Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, appealed for the setting up of a British visa office in the southeastern region. According to him, over 60% of Nigerians traveling to the United Kingdom are from the region, and it is unfair that they have to first travel to Abuja or Lagos to produce or to procure their visas. According to Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, Boko Haram faction executes its own leader over alleged rebellion. This one is kingdom against kingdom. It happens as it was written in the Bible that time shall come when the kingdom will rise against its own self. This is what is happening. The Boko Haram group, also known as Jama'atu Al-Sunnah La Dawan Jahid, has reportedly executed one of its top leaders, Abu Hassana, along with three of his alleged accomplices. This one, okay, they want to plan coup. These actions were taken, the actions were taken in response to accusations of rebellion within the group. The executions took place in front of other fighters at the Mandara Mountain in the Gwoza local government area of Borno State, a location previously under complete control of Boko Haram. Abu Hassana was accused of attempting to establish an independent faction within Boko Haram to lead his own terror campaigns within the Korafagi village, also known as Gazowa in Sambisa forest. The decision to execute Hassana and his cohorts came from Ale Ngude, the second highest ranking leader in Boko Haram, following their sentencing for these alleged crimes. With Hassana's demise, Alhaji Are Haji Fusam, a native of Bama, has taken his place. Fusam had previously led the Boko Haram terrorists in Gazowa before their dislodgement by the Nigerian military. Other promotions within the group saw Alhaji Are Haja Fusam and Baz Issa promoted to the ranks of Army Affairs, while Bakure Jega, a former Nakib, was promoted to Caid. Existing leaders Muke Alegana, Abatukuro, and Abu Isa are to maintain their positions as Caids. This internal upheaval comes a time when Boko Haram has suffered significant losses against the Nigerian military. Troops of the A Component and the 2002 Task Force Battalion, Operation Hiding Kai, have caused devastating damage to the group's fighters and equipment in Gaza, Otigraza, and Wajade on the fringe of Mandora's mountains. We are moving forward. Reason we should be proud. Tinubu is our president, according to Festus Akpamo. Make una hear the reason from Festus Akpamo why Nigerians have to be happy that Tinubu is their president. The former Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Festus Akpamo, has stated that Nigerians should be proud that Bola Tinubu is the president of the country. Akpamo insisted that Tinubu knows how to grow a modern economy. Speaking via Twitter, the former minister argued that the nation's leader can easily meet with other African leaders on such initiatives. Akpamo noted that a new crop of leaders are emerging in Africa, and these leaders have ideas on how they want their economies and societies to operate. According to Akpamo, a new crop of leaders are emerging in Africa. They have clear ideas as to how they want their country. They want their various economies and societies to be run as to prioritize whatever it is being called. According to him, we should be proud that we have an official bat at this time as president who, from a rich antecedent, knows all the nuances of how to grow a modern economy and easily connect with the African leaders on such initiatives, according to Festus Akpamo. Sanwo-Olu wife voted, Sanwo-Olu and wife voted with the invalid voters card during gubernatorial elections, witness tells tribunals. Lagos State government, Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his wife, Ibeji-Oke, allegedly used invalid voter cards to cast their votes during the last 2023 governorship election in the state, which happened on the 18th of March of 2023. The allegation was made by a witness by the Lagos State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal headed by Justice Arom Ashom on Monday, June 26. Nigerians understand, though. A witness, Dayo Israel, who was subpoenaed to testify in the petition filed by the governorship candidate of the Labour Party, Gbadebo Rose Viber, on the activities of the March 18 election, told the court that card reader used as Sanwo-Olu's polling unit showed his card was invalid, but that the governor and his wife were allowed to go on with their voting. While being led in evidence by the Rose Vivor's lead counsel, senior advocate of the Nigerian, Olumide Ayani, the witness told the court that he served as an agent for the Labour Party for the Unit 006, Ward 15, Lagos Island local government in the governorship election. He said, I observed that the card reader showed their cards to be invalid, but Sanwo-Olu and his wife were allowed to cast their votes, which is against INEC's electoral processes. And na so we take carry waka and I go with the go so. So my wonderful people, make gonna enjoy on a day. Until you hear my voice again, I still remain your one and the only Okute Daily Talk from my own canal, bringing to you this early Wednesday morning broadcast. Please, as you are watching, do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and also comment. It is very, very necessary and very, very important. Until I come your way again, I still remain your one and the only Okute Daily Talk, where we speak to you the undiluted truth about the things of life, about this country, about what is happening, about what's about to happen, and about what has happened. And everything you need to know about the Biafran struggle, at this station, you are going to hear it, because we are getting our news from the right source. I mean, what I mean right source, I mean from the right source. That is where we get our news. And we don't propaganda, we don't give fake news. We don't do what? We don't mock people. We only come straight with the authentic and effective news that will blossom your heart, for you to know that this channel have all it takes to deliver at any point in time. So my wonderful people, make on a day jollificate, make on a day joy on a day, and make on a keep on praying that Nigeria will never happen to any of us or any member of our family as long as we live in this country. Nothing is going to kill us, so not even a stray bullet is going to kill any member of our family. We will keep on living and living and living until we die at old age, and we can never die poor. That is the prayers you have to continue making. We can never die poor. I call on an here, suppose he will blessing, and I saw it take me so make on enjoy on a day. Until I come your way and see the man you want to daily talk. Bye for now, my wonderful people. Game Messiano. Make on a day do what? Make on a day enjoy from the east, west, and north and south.